don't work for money. Make your money work for yourself. This is a famous quote said by Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, who is a multimillionaire himself and author of the best-selling financial book. If you are someone who recently started earning, or you have been earning for a while but haven't invested in anything, or you are a college student who can take out at least 500 rupees a month, or you simply want to become rich, you must watch this video till end because this video could really help you in becoming a millionaire someday. I'm sure about it. So hey guys, this is Sameer and I welcome you all on my YouTube channel Main Man. I'm back with another video and the topic of today's video is 5 pieces of financial advice which every youngster must know. But before moving forward, if you haven't subscribed yet, please go and subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon because then the only motivation which I need to get the great content for you. When it comes to savings and investments, a lot of youngsters believe that these things don't belong to them and these things belong to someone who is in their late 40s, have a family and have a huge chunk of money. Well, they are wrong in this because they can start investment with a small amount, as small as 500 rupees a month. That's where they need financial literacy and this is not taught in school. Most of the time, the only knowledge which they have regarding investment is to save money, and that's not the best possible way to manage your money. So let's discuss the first point. The first point is start investing from an early stage in your life. Warren Buffett said, I made my first investment at the age of 11 and I was wasting my time until then. I think most of the people here are more than age 11 and many of us haven't invested in anything yet. So we are already very late. Let's not get late a lot and start investing. So when you start investing early, you get many benefits, such as you start getting interest, the return on your investment from an early stage. You get it for a longer duration and you get the benefit of the compounding effect. Now what is compound interest? Compound interest is earning interest on the interest already earned. So I'll explain this by the help of an example.
We'll now listen to the story of Rahul. Rahul is a first year student who saves 1000 rupees from his pocket money and invests it somewhere. Now he gets 12% per annum return on his investment, and this 12% per annum return is the average return of Indian stock market. At the end of 1 year, his investment would grow to 1120 rupees and the interest earned will be 120 rupees. Now at the starting of second year, he will not just get interest on this 1000 rupees, but he will also get interest on this 120 rupees, and that's the magic of compound interest. You just don't get interest on the principal itself, but you also get interest on the interest already earned. So the principal will now be 1120 rupees. At 12% per annum return, the amount will be 1404 rupees and the interest earned will be 284 rupees. So at the end of the 5th year, his amount will grow to 5473 rupees and the interest earned will be 2367. So you can see the magic of compound interest, where principal itself is increasing over the period of time and the interest earned is also increasing with time. This interest earned is increasing exponentially, and in the long run this interest earned will become huge, a very significant number. Well, if you didn't find the story of Rahul very fascinating, you will surely find the story of Karthik and Aryan, two friends, really interesting, and it will deepen your understanding of compound interest. So Karthik and Aryan are two friends who live in the same city, went to the same school, then went to the same college, and then got placed in the same company. While there are certain similarities between Karthik and Aryan, there is one distinct behavior. Karthik spends his money very wisely, while Aryan is a spendthrift who keeps on spending on his comfort and luxuries. They both started their careers at the age of 22. While Karthik made a plan to invest from the starting of his career 5000 rupees per month, Aryan didn't make any such plans and keeps on investing on his luxuries. He started investing very late at the age of 40. He started with an amount of 15,000 per month. They both got the rate of return 12% per annum, which is the average rate of return of Indian stock market. They both got retired at the age of 60 years, while the total investment made by Karthik is 22.8 lakhs only because he made a small contribution of 5000 rupees per month. The total contribution done by Aryan is quite high, which is 36 lakhs. So let's see what will be the final value of their investments. The final value of Karthik's investment will be 4.67 crores, while the final value of Aryan's investment is 1.5 crores. it's clearly visible that the total investment made by Karthik is much less than total investment made by Aryan, but the final value of Karthik's return, which is 4.67 crores, is 4 times of final value of Aryan's investment return. So you can see that by the magic of compound interest, even a small amount could lead to a very large final value in a longer duration. That's the magic of compound interest.
So the second point is first invest and then spend. As a youngster, whenever we have some extra money, we tend to spend it on some luxurious items, an electronic gadget or a new phone. Do we really need this? Do we really need a new electronic gadget? Or do we really need to have dinner outside thrice a week? We really are not sure about it ourselves. If we are involved in this kind of behavior and these kind of expenses are a part of our life, then personal budgeting comes to our rescue. It's a great tool to keep these kind of expenses in check. So we should make a personal budget, stick to it and focus on investing first and then spend what is left. If we keep on spending first and then focus on investing, then we may not have anything to invest at all. And how do we invest? Here comes our third point, which is buy assets and not liabilities. But before we even decide which assets to buy and which liabilities to avoid, we must know what assets and liabilities are. In simple terms, an asset is something which puts money in your pocket and a liability is something which takes money out of your pocket. Let's understand assets and liabilities better by the help of some examples. A high interest loan is termed as a bad loan, which is certainly a liability. If you buy a stock in stock market and you get a return of, let's say, 10% to 20%, then it's certainly an asset. If you buy a real estate and then you give it on rent, then that rent is an extra income and it's an asset. But sometimes the difference between an asset and a liability narrows down to a very thin line. Let's take an example of a car. A car is certainly an asset, though its value start decreasing from the next day itself, but still it's an asset because it's useful, it's got its utility and it's got a price. But when you buy an expensive car over a bad loan, which means a high interest loan, then it becomes a liability. It is recommended not to buy expensive luxurious items on a bad loan. But that doesn't mean that you cannot buy them at all. But you first need to invest your income to buy some assets and build your asset column. Once you build your asset columns, you will start getting income from your asset columns, and this income will be your extra income. Now you can use this income to buy more assets, and as well as you can use this to cover your expenses. Once you have good asset column and you have good extra income, you can buy any kind of luxury which you want, which you were dreaming for. Rich people certainly understand the difference between buying an asset and a liability, and that's what which makes them rich. And with this, we will move to the fourth point, which is diversify your investments. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, because if that basket falls down, all your eggs will break. When you make an investment, there is certain kind of risk involved in it. The value of your asset could go down sometimes, and to reduce that risk, we need to diversify our investments. That's why we have divided all the assets into three categories. First is low risk, second is moderate risk, and the third one is high risk. Let's have a look at those.
So in low risk investment option, we have saving account, fixed deposit and recurring deposit. Saving account offers the lowest rate of return, and fixed and recurring deposit offer the similar kind of rate of return. The overall rate of return is 3 to 8%. In moderate risk investment option, we have real estate, which include property. It could be commercial property as well as the residential property. Mutual funds are the common pool of funds in which several people come together, collect their fund and buy the stocks of several companies at a time. So the risk involved becomes moderate. The third option is large cap stocks. These include the stocks of the big companies of India such as Reliance Industries, HDFC Bank, Infosys, TCS, Britannia. The overall rate of return offered is 8 to 12%, but it could go to as high as 15%. In high risk, we have small cap stocks. These are the stocks of the companies which are recently listed into stock exchange. These companies might have good potential of growth, but you need to be very careful since the risk involved is very high. Second option is cryptocurrency. It's a new form of currency which has been a hot topic for a while now. An example of cryptocurrency is Bitcoin, Ethereum, BAT, and many other cryptocurrency are there. The overall rate of return is around 15 to 30%, but sometimes there are no limit on the rate of return. For example, Bitcoin has offered 400% rate of return in the past few years. So you can see that the ROR in low risk option is quite low, which is 3 to 8% only. But the ROR in high risk options is quite high, 15 to 30%. So you need to make a balance between how much risk you can take and how much rate of return you wish to get. And based on that, you can plan your investment. If you go by my advice, I would suggest you to do 40% of your investment in low risk investment option, 40% in moderate risk, and only 20% in high risk. If you go by this advice, this strategy, it could be really useful for you.
So now let's move forward to the last but not the least advice. Invest in your learning. You are just one skill away from greatness. You are just one skill away from doubling your income. It is often advised to become master at one skill, to have expertise in one area. But what I would recommend is that along with having specialization in your area, focus on seeking new skills. It's called learn a little about a lot. It's done to gain a variety of experiences which could make you a better person and gives you a better insight and overall perspective of the life. It enables you to take smart decisions and makes you a better human being. If I take my example, I am an engineer by profession, I am a theatre artist, I write poetry and plays as well, I teach, I run my own business, and here I am in front of you giving you lectures on financial literacy. So I have developed this overall skill set over a period of time. You can also develop such kind of skill set, and you need to focus on one skill, one extra skill at a time. Invest in your learning and learn these new skills. There are tons of skills to learn, and you can start with communication skills, sales skills, financial literacy. These are the top skills which you can start with. To improve your communication skills and people skills, you can check out my video series, How to Talk to Anyone. And in this series, I have discussed tricks and ideas to talk to different kind of people and have a variety of conversation with them. So you can check it out. And if I discuss the sales skills and salespeople are looked down upon in our country and in the entire world. But let me give a very straightforward fact in front of you. None of the government organizations, businesses, companies, startups, factories, even hospitals are run without salespeople and sales. So it should not be looked down upon because it's a great skill to have. That's all from my side, guys. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up and share this content with your friends, family members and colleagues who haven't started investing in anything yet. You can also subscribe to my channel and don't forget to press the bell icon.
Alright guys, have a good day. Bye bye.